Riders, it is not Friday again. I'm actually recording this on Thursday because I have a Japanese fundraiser night tomorrow. So Katie, if you ask the question, I will answer it in the next video, and if somebody, I don't know, nobody else in the video. Okay. So it is Friday the 29th, not Thursday 28th. And this week I read Poison Eaters by Holly Black. Poison Eaters is a collection of fairy tales. Most of them are urban fantasy, although some are not quite so urban. There's something about the worlds that are created in fairy tales and the possibilities of fairy tales, I think. Everything is very simple, but at the same time immensely complex. I'm not going to tell you about all the stories in the collection because there are 12 of them, and that would be a really long video. But my favorite one was one's contest with the devil. It was an eating contest, and I think I liked it mainly because I love gummy worms, and that's what they were eating. And also the idea of challenging a figure who is thought to be all-powerful and all-knowing. And I think the devil's perceived as all-knowing. I think he's up there with God, except in the benevolence thing. So I like that idea of challenging somebody like that, you know, sticking it to the man, flower power, and 70s nonsense. And that is all. Next week, I will be talking about all the other books that I have been reading, because I've been reading a lot of them, and I will pick one to read next week as well. But I've been very, very busy lately, and so I haven't had a chance to talk about all the books I'm reading. So I'll do that next week, and I'll have a stack of, like, a lot. So be prepared for that one. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to talk about for it either. So, questions. Katie's the only person who asked a question this week. It was about, like, how we see books when we read them. And I think it was one about, do you see yourself as the main character? And when the descriptions, I definitely imagine those and, like, paint those in my head. Like, if it's a room with a character in it, I don't imagine the character, I'll just imagine the room. And that's about how I imagine them all. Because fairy tales are usually read to us when we are young, I have a two-part question. Did anybody read to you when you were younger? And what was your favorite book that you got read to, if you were read to? I like this collection of stories, The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Tales. It's like fairy tales, but different. I think sort of the Princess and the Pea is like a bowling ball, and they're all sort of odd and changed, and it's a very little boy humor to them. And I really enjoyed those tales. And that is all. So, Dan, I will see you on Monday, and everybody have a good weekend.